50 of the country's 75 largest cities are in a substantial deficit, according to Truth in Accounting's recent Financial State of the Cities report. Carrying high debt can be fiscally risky, putting city employees' pensions and healthcare benefits at risk. So in today's video we're going to show you 10 major American cities on the edge of bankruptcy. Is your hometown on the list? Read on to find out. But before starting the video, I want to request you, we put our best efforts to create our every single video, so please don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Let's start. Number 10, New York City. The most populous city in the United States. It lies at the mouth of the Hudson River in the southernmost part of the state of New York, with a population of approximately 8.2 million people. New York City is a center for media, culture, food, fashion, art, research, finance, and trade. It has one of the largest and most famous skylines on Earth, dominated by the iconic Empire State Building. But, the largest city in the United States also has the most significant debt. In 2021, the city had $171.5 billion in debt. However, when comparing data from 2017, the city's debt has shrunk by 11%. Yet, if the debt were to be spread out among New York taxpayers, $56,900 would be added to each New Yorker's financial load. Number 9, Chicago, Illinois. Chicago, city, seat of Cook County. With a population hovering near 3 million, Chicago is the state's largest and the country's third most populous city. But Chicago continues to live up to its moniker second city in at least one respect. It has the second worst debt load of any large city in America, about $43,000 per taxpayer, or almost $40 billion in total. First place goes to New York City, but Chicago residents also have to deal with Illinois' particularly high debts, which total $42,000 per taxpayer. Thus, a family moving to Chicago suddenly inherits about $85,000 in liabilities. By this measure, Chicago has by far the worst debt burden of any major city. Number 8, Honolulu, Hawaii. The capital of Hawaii and its primary point of entry, Honolulu is by far the state's largest city, with 980,000 people in the metro area, two-thirds of the state's population residing within the metro area. Situated on the southern shore of the island of Oahu, Honolulu serves as the center of government and commerce for the state, the home of the largest airport in the Hawaiian Islands, and the site of the state's best-known tourist destination. The taxpayers in the Hawaiian city would have an added burden of $26,100 if the $3.3 billion of debt were to be paid off by its residents. With Honolulu being ranked third in debt-ridden cities, Honolulu's financial problems stem primarily from unfunded retirement obligations that have accumulated over the years. Number 7, Portland, Oregon. Portland, with a 2020 population of 652,503 within its city limits and 2,226,009 in the 7-county metropolitan area, was platted on the west bank of the Willamette River in 1845 on lands used traditionally by Multnomah Chinooks. The area received its first few dozen English-speaking settlers in 1846. Maine native Francis Pettygrove, one of its first proprietors, chose the name. During the 1850s, Portland would pass Oregon City to become the largest city in Oregon, a position it has held ever since. The metropolitan area is 23rd in size in the United States. Portland has not been in solid fiscal shape for many years. It needs more money set aside to pay its bills. Despite receiving federal stimulus money and record gains in the investment markets, Portland still needed $5.2 billion to pay its bills, primarily to retirement funds. Number 6, New Orleans, Louisiana. New Orleans is arguably the most historically and culturally fascinating city in the United States. Its more than 300-year history spans French, Spanish, and American settlement, and the city has been a focal point for trade drawing influence from the Caribbean, Africa, Central America, and South America. As a result, the city has a character, architecture, and style unique its own. On top of this rich historical heritage, it offers a number of benefits to its residents. With a population of 383,997 according to the 2020 U.S. Census, it is the most populous city in Louisiana. The Big Easy rounds out the list of the top 5 worst debt-ridden cities. The city is not going easy on its finances. Municipal debt per taxpayer has increased by almost a third since 2017 and now stands at $22,700. The city rose from being the 10th most in debt to the 5th most in debt during this time. Number 5, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Philadelphia, routinely referred to as Philly, is the birthplace of American democracy. In Independence Hall and in taverns and other locations around the city, the nation's founders planned and launched the American Revolution, which gave birth to the nation. Visitors interested in U.S. history will also discover that it is a city of firsts. The first library, first hospital, first medical school, first national capital, first stock exchange, first zoo, and first business school. But despite all this, the city of brotherly love needs more than just love to fix their debts. Philly's financial woes are due largely to unfunded retirement obligations to its city employees and the ending of federal COVID monies. The city needs $11.9 billion to pay its debts, requiring each taxpayer to add $21,800 to the city coffers. Number 4, St. Louis, Missouri. St. Louis is an independent city, separate from St. Louis County in the United States state of Missouri. It is located at the confluence of two of the world's great rivers, the Mississippi River and the Missouri River. St. Louis is the second largest city in Missouri, and is the largest metropolitan area in the state. Even with its iconic arch as a gateway to the west, the city of St. Louis deepened their financial debts by 7.8%, growing the funds needed by the city to $1.6 billion. St. Louis is 7th in debt-ridden U.S. cities and would need taxpayers to contribute $18,000 to balance budgets. Number 3, Dallas, Texas. Dallas is the third largest city in Texas, after Houston and San Antonio. It is and the 9th largest city in the United States, located in the north-central part of the state, near the junction of the Trinity River Three Forks. Dallas is the main economic center of the 12-county Dallas, Fort Worth, Arlington metropolitan area. With 6.1 million people, it is the 4th largest metropolitan area in the United States. The city's economy is today primarily based on banking, commerce, telecommunications, computer technology, energy, and transportation. According to an analysis by the Dallas Express, the city of Dallas is in a $6.9 billion financial hole. Based on FY 2023 data, the city's staggering debt increased by $3.2 billion from the prior fiscal year, per calculations provided by Truth in Accounting. According to an analysis by the Dallas Express, the city of Dallas is in a $6.9 billion financial hole. Based on FY 2023 data, the city's staggering debt increased by $3.2 billion from the prior fiscal year, per calculations provided by Truth in Accounting. The individual taxpayer's burden from the 2023 debt equates to $18,110, compared to $9,600 in 2022, as previously reported by DX. Truth in Accounting reviewed the City of Dallas Annual Comprehensive Financial Report for FY23 to determine that the city had $2.9 billion to pay $9.9 billion in bills, resulting in a $6.9 billion shortfall. This updated financial analysis now ranks Dallas 69 out of the 75 major cities in the United States for taxpayer debt burdens, with the only cities scoring worse than Dallas being New Orleans, Portland, Philadelphia, Honolulu, Chicago, and New York City. Number 2, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Pittsburgh is known for its steel industry history and is a popular destination for its vibrant arts and culture scene, as well as its stunning skyline and bridges. It is the second most populous city in Pennsylvania after Philadelphia and the 68th most populous city in the U.S., with a population of 302,971 as of the 2020 census. The western Pennsylvania city has made improvements in its debts, but it still has a large sum to help the city balance its budget. If each taxpayer paid $14,600, the city could pay off its $1.5 billion in debts. Number 1, Miami, Florida. Miami has outstanding weather with year-round mild climates and unrivaled Atlantic Ocean access. America's cosmopolitan world-class, Alpha City, Resort City is a sought-after international arts, sports, and entertainment destination. Home to the Miami Heat, Miami Dolphins, Marlins, and to Art Basel, known as the world's premier international art show for modern and contemporary works, Miami Film Festival, and the Miami Heat and Miami Dolphins sports organizations, and the University of Miami, Miami Hurricanes, among other colleges and universities. The warm, sun-filled city has the lowest debt out of the top 10 populated cities. The city needs $2 billion to balance budget spreadsheets, and it has shrunk its debts by just about 1% in the last few years. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching.